that no great achievement can be made without persistent effort. It is hard work and perseverance that count, and not lavish infrastructure and money-spinning policies when we talk of education for a young mind. Today, we are part of such an education system where acquiring a degree is not just enough, but it involves wholesome development of an individual. To what extent has education evolved in the last years to bring weaker sections into the mainstream? Let's explore with me. Benjamin Franklin had said that an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. He refers to resources like time and hard work, which are often hard to find. Imparting value-based education, central government schools have played a pivotal role not only for an individual but have also strengthened the nation since independence. A true example of this is Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary. Air Chief Marshal was commissioned in the Indian Air Force as a fighter pilot on 29th of December 1982. He is a qualified flight instructor, an instrument rating instructor and examiner. He has flying experience of over 3,800 hours on various fighter aircrafts including MiG-21, MiG-23 MF, MiG-29 and Su-30 Mk-1. During his career, Chaudhary has been awarded the Vayu Sena Medal in 2004, the Ati Vishisht Seva Medal in 2015 and the Param Vishisht Seva Medal in 2021 for his service. Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary is an alumnus of National Defence Academy. He is also a graduate of Defence Services Staff College and he did his schooling till 10th standard from BHEL Higher Secondary School located in BHEL Township in Ramachandrapuram, Telangana. Unassuming and obscure beginnings with 25 students and 3 teachers, the school started on 1st of July 1964. Mrs. Y. Padmavati and her team of dedicated teachers not only nurtured the students, but also left an impression of a lifetime on the young minds. Those were not the days of AC classrooms and smart board teaching, but the school and its teachers left their impressions on the minds of the children with perfect guidance, inimitable teaching and focus on the future techniques. Today, the hearts of all the teachers and students of the BHEL Secondary School would swell with pride as Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary takes over the command of Indian Air Force. Batchmates and friends of Air Chief Marshal remember the golden days they spent together at the BHEL Secondary School.
Really, it's a very proud moment for our batch. We all belong to BHEL School, BHEL Higher Secondary School. And we have done our schooling and completed our +2 in the year 1979. Mr. Vivek Chaudhary continued in his service, went up the ladder step by step, going through all the hardships and trainings, and he has excelled in all the assignments given to him. And now the result of it is today he is heading the Indian Air Force, which is really a very proud moment for all of us.
We had met the family in January end also, and again in September. This last week also we met them and felicitated his parents. It's a great achievement for total in India, for our school, for our BHEL. All our fathers, 24 people, classmates' father have worked in BHEL, and BHEL is very proud to have such a great achievement. All of us are occupying good positions, and we are grateful to BHEL and to our, especially to our principal, Mrs. Y. Padmavati. She has been a good mentor to all of us, and she has groomed all of us so that we can come up in life. And everybody is in their own way great, and of all of them, Vivek is great.
Okay. He was my classmate in up to 10th class. In school days, Vivek was a very studious student, and apart from the academics, he was always participating in extracurricular activities and sports activities. He was a very favorite student of all the teachers and the principal. All of us owe our success to the team of teachers, well-dedicated teachers in BHEL Higher Secondary School, who have given us this bright future. They have nourished us from day one. They used to take special care of each of the students. And I'm proud to be Vivek's classmate. And we always keep in touch with each other. We're like a close-knit family. We always try to steal an occasion to meet and exchange our thoughts.
I'm happy to talk about my association with Air Marshal Vivek Chaudhary, who is a school friend and a childhood friend of mine. We were classmates in school for about 10 years. Then we went to the NDA, National Defence Academy entrance exam together. We went to the interview together to SSB Mysore, and we went to NDA together. We were batchmates. And after NDA, both of us were selected for the Air Force. We both went to Bidar together, then Elementary Flying School Bidar, then both went to Air Force Academy Dindigul together, and then both of us were commissioned together as fighter pilots, Air Force officers in the Air Force on 29 December 1982. And I'm very happy today that he's become the Chief of the Indian Air Force. He's a good officer, an outstanding pilot, a good man. I think the Air Force has made a good choice for its chief. I wish him well, and I wish the Air Force well.
Today, the joy of citizens of Hyderabad, especially those personally associated with Air Chief Marshal Vivek Chaudhary, knows no bounds as he assumes charge as the Indian Air Force Chief. His schoolmates visited the residence of Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary and felicitated his parents. They reminisced that there were 24 students in their section in 10th standard and all hailed from different parts of the country. It was like a mini India, and all of them are still in touch with one another even now. They meet regularly with families every 2 years. Some schoolmates and teachers of Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary shared their joy.
Vivek was an ideal student for any teacher. He was very good in academics. He was very good in extracurricular activities, and the one which I recall very much is his expertise on quiz. There will not be any quiz competition without Vivek at the top of it. He represented our school, BHL Higher Secondary School, in several forums in quiz. He was excellent in debating, elocution, and what was amazing about him was he was very good in the field also. He was a school captain. He was very good in sports like cycling, games like football, all the field activities that we can mention. He was very, very disciplined student, and I am sure that he will make an excellent Air Chief Marshal.
I knew him as a student right from 7th class to 12th class. I still remember that he was selected for NDA when he was in 12th class. That was, I think, in 1979, and probably was commissioned in 1982. It is a proud moment to all the teachers who worked in BHL Higher Secondary School, include me as a librarian. Not only to BHL Higher Secondary School teachers and staff, but also to entire Hyderabadis and Telangana'ites, because he was a student in the Telangana's BHL Higher Secondary School for about 12 years. I congratulate him and wish him all the best, and I am sure under his stewardship, the country's Air Force staff will progress like anything.
Myself and Vivek Chaudhary have studied in the school from LKG to 12th class, and Vivek Chaudhary was an excellent person. He was an all-rounder. He used to be first in sports, cultural activities and studies. And myself and he traveled in the same cycle to the school every day. And our parents were in the township, so we had a good bonding with him. And I wish Vivek Chaudhary a good and prosperous life in his future assignment.
Prasar Bharati CEO Sri Shashi Shekhar Vempati also extended his wishes to Air Chief Marshal Chaudhary.
It's a moment of great pride and happiness to all of us who were alumnus of this BHL Higher Secondary School. It's a CBSE school that was set up many years back, many decades back in the BHL township in Hyderabad. And what was very unique about the school is that it has contributed an entire generation of officers to the National Defence Academy. I recall when I was a student, it would be a matter of great pride to hear of this senior from that batch made it to NDA, and now after so many years after that, to see them, especially Air Chief Marshal Vivek Chaudhary, to reach at the zenith of that career path to assume the highest office in the Indian Air Force, I think is a matter of great pride and great happiness to all of us.
Today, more emphasis is paid to the, say, cosmetic makeup of education, swanky classrooms, AC classrooms, digital mode of, imparting education. This in deep contrast to the education which the earlier generation had got. Is that education still relevant in today's time when it faces such stiff competition from this cosmetic type of education?
I think there's perhaps far more access to technology which we didn't have back then. But I think the fundamentals of education remain the same. What was very unique, in fact, when one talks of the public sector enterprises of India, which were set up in the 60s and the 70s, today they've kind of taken a back seat with the private sector now flourishing and so much of competition, and so many industries have come up, so many entrepreneurs have emerged. At the same time, the contribution of the public sectors to human capital, I think, should not be underestimated. You had an entire townships that evolved around these public sector enterprises, be it in Hyderabad, be it in Bhilai, be it in Jamshedpur. Tier town cities, tier 2 cities, tier 2 towns sort of became the magnet for talent back then. And the human capital that emerged out of those schools that were set up in these townships have contributed an entire generation of technocrats, bureaucrats, leaders today, corporate leaders, and of course now we are seeing even in the armed forces. So the fundamentals of education were strong back then and they continue to be so even today. Perhaps what has changed is the quantum of technology, the tools, the access that we have today. At the same time, the values that these schools imparted, I think are very important, that perhaps we should not miss out in the current generation. The values of hard work, diligence, applying yourself.
Education in the country has undergone major transformation in the last few decades. From being validated as a fundamental right in the 1950 Constitution to the present day modern swanky digital teaching, education has come a long way. The central government schools have made a very important contribution in transformation of education in the country. The 42nd Amendment to the Constitution in 1976 made education a concurrent subject. From this point on, the central and state governments shared formal responsibility of funding and administration of education. The Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan is a system of central government schools in India that are instituted under the aegis of Ministry of Education, Government of India. It is one of the world's largest chains of schools, being controlled by 25 regional offices and 5 zonal institutes of education and training. 13,93,668 students are currently studying in 1,248 Kendriya Vidyalayas spread across 25 regions of the country. Initially called central schools, these institutions came into being in 1963-64. They were later renamed as Kendriya Vidyalayas. When the Kendriya Vidyalayas started off in 1963-64, they consisted of just 20 regimental schools. Pursuing excellence and setting pace in the field of school education, Kendriya Vidyalayas have carried out inspiring individuals including actresses Aishwarya Rai and Sushmita Sen, former Union Minister and Olympic silver medalist Rajyavardhan Rathore, and India's first astronaut Rakesh Sharma. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas are specifically tasked with finding talented children in rural areas of India and providing them with an education equivalent to the best residential school system without regard to their family's socio-economic condition. They are run by Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, an autonomous organization under the Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education. These Vidyalayas are fully residential and co-educational schools affiliated to Central Board of Secondary Education with classes from 6th to 12th standard. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas were established in 1986 and since then have proven to be a silver lining in the arena of school education. The motto of these Vidyalayas is Pragyan Brahma, a Sanskrit phrase which means pure knowledge is God. P.V. Narasimha Rao, a distinguished scholar himself, conceptualized its design as the then Human Resource Development Minister. A total of 636 Vidyalayas are functional in the country, with about 2,65,574 students enrolled, and out of which 2,06,728 are from rural areas. These Vidyalayas were the top-ranked CBSE schools. In addition to academics, they aim to foster and strengthen national integration by student migration policy. Students of grade 9 would go to a Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya of a different state and get exposure to a different society and culture. The three-language formula was an innovative thought ahead of its time, along with the co-curricular activities that contributed to the overall development of the student. Sainik Schools. The Sainik Schools are a system of schools in India established and managed by the Sainik School Society under Ministry of Defence. They were conceived in 1961 by V.K. Krishna Menon, the then Defence Minister of India. The Ministry of Defence runs Sainik Schools as a joint venture with the respective state governments. The ministry provides annual funding and state governments provide the land, infrastructure and other teaching and administrative employees. Sainik Schools resources allow cadets to develop their skills in sports, academics and other extracurricular activities. Infrastructure in Sainik Schools include running tracks, cross-country tracks, indoor games, parade grounds, boxing rings, firing ranges, canoeing clubs, horse riding clubs, mountaineering clubs, cricket fields, volleyball and basketball courts, apart from other sporting amenities. Cadets also become a part of NCC. A cadet who completes his 12th standard usually possesses an NCC B certificate. Eklavya Model Residential Schools. Eklavya Model Residential School is a Government of India scheme for Indian tribals across the country. It is one of the flagship interventions of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs and was introduced in the year 1997-98 to ensure tribal students get access to quality education in the remote tribal areas. These schools are set up in states and union territories with grants under Article 275(1) of the Constitution of India. Every block with more than 50% of scheduled tribe population and at least 20,000 tribal persons will have an Eklavya Model Residential School by the year 2022. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya. The Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya is a residential girls' secondary school run by Government of India for the weaker sections in the society. Though planned in August 2004, Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya was integrated into the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan program to provide educational facilities for girls belonging to scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes, minority communities and families below the poverty line in educationally backward blocks. 578 Vidyalayas were sanctioned by the Government of India. Of these, 427 Vidyalayas have been sanctioned in Muslim concentration blocks, 612 in ST blocks and 688 in SC blocks. A total of 750 residential schools have been opened in educational backward blocks. 75% enrollment is reserved for girls from SCs, STs, OBCs and minority communities, and the other 25% to girls from families below the poverty line.
The model of education has changed, right? Earlier it was largely state-driven public education, and now, of course, there's a variety of options that you have. You have private schools, you have international schools, and then, of course, you have the state-run schools. I don't think we should, restrict it to any one single model. I think whatever works. But I think the key point is that we need to build institutions. That each school should, emerge as an institution. It should fill the students with pride. It should fill the students with values. And when we do that, then you will groom an entire, a whole decadal, of generations that will emerge from these schools. I think that is the important part. I think that is perhaps what is being lost out today, is that not every school is viewing itself as an institution that is laying the foundation for what happens in the country for the next few decades. Hopefully, with a new national education policy and the thought process that has gone into it, and with several states like very progressive states like Karnataka, which are way ahead of adopting the recommendations of NEP, I think we will see that change, and hopefully we will see these institutions emerge, be it private or be it state-run, doesn't matter, because you need a combination of models in a diverse country like India. But if these right institutions emerge, we will lay the foundation for what the kind of people who will build India 50 years from now, 40 years from now.
Anthony Angelo had said, "Discover a passion for learning. If you do, you never cease to grow." The government's push for innovation and research-based learning has brought in more wings to the robust educational framework of the country. And that was much needed, because a strong mind leads to a strong society, which further leads to an Atmanirbhar India. On that note, we end this presentation. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.